Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rock and Roll Union Streamcast. I am CT, as always, coming to you live from the Landis Theater. If you guys haven't checked out our first episode of Live at Landis, go back and check it out now. We're hanging out in the parking lot. They got the Big Dead Daisy show tonight, so I'm going to go in there and check that out. Really excited for this show, man. They got two shows that were in this area, and then after this, they're heading to Canada and then heading for the West Coast. So we only got two shows from the Daisies in this area. We got one in PA and one here right now at Landis Theater in Violin, man. So excited for that. Chuck, my friend, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm actually on the road too. I'm heading to the Riverside for the open mic tonight.
Here it is, brother. Yeah, man, I know you stay busy with that stuff, man. And we were talking a little bit about you on Live at Landis because Casey Ray is Casey is from Casey Ray's is one of our co-hosts on that show. So we were talking a little bit about the open mic and things like that on that show. Before we go any further, I want to do a quick shout out to our sponsor, Rosenfeld Dental Associates, located at 1095 Inman Avenue in Edison, New Jersey. Go rock your smile with the Rock Doc. Dave Rosenfeld nominated one of the top dentists for 2023 in New Jersey. His information's scrolling on the bottom of your screen, so make sure you reach out to him, tell him that Rock and Roll Union sent you. You'll get a great discount upon booking your first appointment. We got a hell of a show for you this evening, guys. We got Frankie James and Mike Getz from Getz the Resonators coming on momentarily, and then we also have the second half of the show. We got Sic Vikki, we got Heaven's Edge, and we got As We Become Ghosts, who have a big show this weekend up at Artie's in Frenchtown. But without further ado, I'd like to bring on my friends Frankie and Mike. Guys, how are you, my friends?
What's going on, CT and Chuck? How's it rocking, man?
Look at these guys, gentlemen.
CT and Chuck, how's it going? Happy to be here.
Good, man. How you guys doing?
Glad we're able to make this work with you guys for sure. Thanks for having us on. I see you're drinking nice Bud Ice. That's nice. Right, a little thirst quencher for you.
Doing a little pregame, man. We're excited to see the Dead Days.
Frankie, you're kind of dressed like Ultimate Warrior right
now. This is actually a little plug. This is from Paul and my uncle Kusher, Paul Dom's mom from Fat Mez. They do a lot of tie-dye shirts, so they made me one. So I'm rocking and rolling.
That's killer, man.
Guns out.
Dude, you're going to have to get me the hookup, man. I'm a big tie-dye guy.
I for certainly will, man. But thanks for having us on the show today.
Brother, thank you for being here. And Mike, man, wanted to talk a little bit about the Resonators, man. I big things happening, new locations, new spots. You've been in the game for a while, my friend. Give us a little rundown on where you've been, what you've been doing.
Oh, man, we've been all over the open mic scene for the past, 15 years, and then collaborating with Nick Shute and Dylan Graff and getting the idea of putting this band together. And we're here to rock and roll and take on over, man. We're trying to bring rock back.
Rock's back.
Yeah, brother.
Rock is definitely back, but it's back. It's been back, but we're bringing a different presence. Now, people think rock and roll. They think, we're going to play a couple of rock songs, but we're bringing the originals back. We're going to throw in the covers. We're bringing some originals back, and these originals are incredible. I mean, somebody's getting me a tearjerker. I mean, Chuck Thomas and Bad Motherfuckers, they were there when Mike went up there and did an incredible solo song. I had to step outside and take a $5. It was emotional for me. It was a great tune.
That was a fantastic song.
Great song. We got some great things happening for sure, and we made a big announcement today. We got a new venue, a new show. How you doing back there behind CT, whoever the hell you are? We got a great venue that we're just blasting it today. 1 month, 9/23. We're going to be at Irish Eyes, a good Irish bar in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, my hometown. It looks like Chuck Thomas is already on his way there, the way he's speeding. How you doing?
Good.
We got a lot of great things happening for sure.
Man.
Michael, how's the contest going?
Oh, dude, the contest has been going and going and going. We're like 2 months into this now. We're in second place. We're trying to shoot for first so we can skip the wild card round We have until 11 o'clock tomorrow night to get those votes in to get us back in the first place. And then it's off to the finals. We got 3 weeks to do the finals, and then the show will be October 14th when we win.
When we win, let's keep the voting going strong. Keep that voting going strong. I need to make sure my lead singer here gets some rest at night. Okay, it's been keeping us up. We've been super excited about it. Plus all the other behind the scenes things that we have going on. A couple of big sponsorships. Shout out to Stateside. We got some big things happening with them. Milani's sunglasses. Hopefully they get me some new pairs of regular sunglasses here. But I had some heart-shaped ones. Not sure where they went, though.
So you can find all that information and the links for voting on Getz the Resonators through Facebook. Also, Mike Getzinger, which is me, on Facebook. We have the links are all there. You can't miss it. We're there posting it every single day. We're blowing it up.
Yeah, we're blasting it everywhere. So definitely keep an eye out. We want everyone to keep voting. Definitely keep voting. Shout out to you for letting us, use Rock and Roll Union as a great platform. You guys are incredible in there with the support. Got to salute you guys over there. Really, really, really appreciate that. And I'm looking forward to the future and this voting thing for us to get this big gig, and along with all the other gigs we got coming on with collaborations with Chuck Thomas and Band Motherfuckers, with just things that I have planned for. I've always been the kind of guy, like, when you're within, everybody eats at the table. Chuck, how many times have you heard me say something like that? Even you too, CT. Like, this is the lineups will be like, oh man, these great bands are on this lineup, but we look at it like our friends are doing this together. And that's kind of a lot of the things that I'm going to be doing as well behind scenes. It's starting to obviously get in the Resonators, some new venues, some new touch, new fan base, but then start to build these big empire events. And those are some of the things I definitely want you to look out for. But the voting, keep the voting coming. We love you. It's so important to us. It's important to him. It's important to me. So you'll be hearing us definitely shouting out the voting. But we are very, very excited about the Irish Side show come September 23rd.
Let's talk some Resonator music now. You guys only have one track on Spotify at the current time. Are you guys doing any recording? Are we looking forward to anything music-wise?
So we have a 4-track. We have a 4-track EP. It's not available yet. It will be available soon. So the only single that we do have released is Route 55. You can find that on all listening platforms. Our next single, Living Nightmare, will be released on Halloween. Of course, the title for that, Living Nightmare.
Perfect time for it.
Halloween. And then the third single, of course, when we get these printed and available, you can pick them up at the shows. You'll be able to get all 4 tracks before we're slowly releasing them as singles.
The anticipation is what we look forward to. We look forward, and we love the question, by the way, the anticipation of the next song, because Route 55, so most people know, I just have to plug myself. I just won a hockey championship, and my mom was there. And thanks, Chuck. Appreciate you. And my mom was there. And I introduced her to Mike, and instantly she said, "You guys are the ones that sing Route 55." And he was blown away by it because she brought it up to him. It's a song I love.
Awesome.
It's one of my favorite songs, actually, right now. But hearing the music, listening to them practice, and everybody's in for a real treat when some of these songs start getting released. And something special that we have coming up in October as well.
Now, Chuck, you had said last week going into this that this was totally off the air, but Chuck was like, man, I can't wait to get Mike on here. There's so many questions that I want to ask, because he's always dealt with you musically, but he's never been in the position that he's in right now where he can actually ask some questions and maybe some things that have been burning in Chuck's head. Chuck, what you got?
You know what's funny is I was all hype up for that last week, and I didn't think of like any questions that I haven't already discussed with them, like a personal matter. But I will say that I feel pretty lucky that we've Mike and I met like 2013, right, Mike? Something like that.
Yeah, over a decade ago.
Decade of destruction.
We met doing Dobbs open mic in Philly, which was a fantastic open mic then, and I thought like Mike always stood out as one of the best songwriters that I had come across, and I still believe that to be true. He's fucking fantastic. I've heard these recordings he's talking about that are coming soon. That's the benefit of being friends with him. But he's fantastic. One of my favorite artist, period, let alone, on like a local level or anything like that. It's, some of his songs are just, they're fantastic. Mike, what was the name of that song he did that made Frankie cry?
Oh, it was called Mist. M-I-S-T.
Mist. Yeah. That's right. I knew it was a 4-letter word.
I missed it through my eyes that night. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, man. Mike, what's one of your biggest influences? Who? Because I told you before what I thought about where what I heard in your music. But I'm curious as to if that's where it came from. Who were your top handful of bands that influenced you?
Oh God, top handful of bands influenced me. AC/DC, Foo Fighters, Queen. It's so hard to just pick all the ones that were there that taught me through the years that I listened to, like the Eagles, Fleetwood Mac.
I'll be a personal way. I was
Elton John.
You're playing with your brother.
Like all the greats. Those were the ones who I listened to, and those are the ones that taught me. So it was that was my foundation.
It's funny because that makes a lot of sense, that whole list, because like I was saying about your songs, you're one of the best songwriters that I've met, dude. And I mean that wholeheartedly. You have this cool way of making things catchy and very simple. Something I find I have trouble with is making things coming across simple, and you kind of do that perfectly, where you have a very quick way of describing something, and you have a nostalgic, I don't know, I feel like I told you before, I get you sound like every cool band from that era in the beginning of the 90s, like Jim Blossoms, Counting Crows, in the best way possible. That's one of my favorite eras of music. Those 91 to 94, Jim Blossoms.
Dave Matthews, right?
Dave Matthews. Oh, yeah. Which, I mean, yeah, but I think it's funny because you didn't name any bands from that era, but that's where I feel your songs remind me of the most. It reminds me of a classic time, a good time.
Of course, there's Nirvana, Alice in Chains,
Stone Temple Pilots,
STP. Yeah, there's just so many, I can't name them all.
I've noticed listening to Mikey the last couple months, being around, each song, you could go from that, slow acoustic set that he's done with when he performed Mist to Route 55, or even this song that I can't wait for everybody to listen to, which is the Irish Drinking song.
Oh, the Irish Drinking.
Which we're not going to say too much about.
Yeah, dude.
If you want to listen to that tonight, we will be playing it over at the Rail House in Westville, the old Tower. We'll be there tonight. My brother's going to be there, and we're actually going to be performing that song.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that for sure. But
wondering if you guys could help quick. Minor Cosplayer says, I love you streaming this in a parking lot. If you guys could just give her a quick help. This is one of my students from the past year, and she came upon my podcast and she's been watching. So hello to Minor Cosplayer. We know
definitely shout out. Definitely Minor. I love her hair too, by the way.
I'm actually in the parking lot. If you tuned in late, I'm in the parking lot for a Dead Daisy show. So really kick-ass show. We're all doing music tonight, guys. It's kick-ass. Ricardo says hello.
Boy,
what's going on?
Somebody else said.
I got a couple people watching.
Hold on for 1 second.
With,
Frankie looking sexy.
Looking like Ultimate Warrior.
Appreciate that. I have no idea who that was, but thank you so much.
We got to get him some tassels, Chuck. We got to get the tassels around the arms.
I know, dude. You totally look like a combination of the Ultimate Warrior and Macho Man.
Oh yeah, and then
I love it.
Like me.
Support local.
Do you
bands.
remember the FBI?
Yes.
The full-blooded Italians. He looks like one of the full-blooded Italians.
50.
Yes.
The good side. OCT, only the good side.
Wasn't that IRS?
Oh yeah.
One of the guys was IRS, wasn't he?
No. That was right to censor. FBI was like an ECW group.
It's funny because I used to do that.
Yeah.
My nickname, my gimmick was Salvatore Nunzio, the little mafioso, believe it or not. So
there was actually a that used to be Nunzio.
Yeah, Nunzio was with the FBI. Him, Chuck Palumbo, and I can't remember the last one, but I'll get that.
Yeah,
research
you're
back
right.
in.
Get on the money. Hell yeah.
Vote every
That's
day.
funny.
Don't go to
day.
sleep.
Don't go to sleep.
Don't go to sleep. Just keep voting, everybody. All right, that means a lot to us.
Wait, you can only vote once every 24 hours. What's the? Why do you gotta stay awake for that?
Set your alarm.
Just stay awake and just wait.
Vote.
We can't do this without you. We need every resonator and every person out there to get on there and vote for us.
Absolutely. I'm gonna put the link in the
for it,
comment right now because it's important to me as well.
Patchburn member.
Along with that first EP that's coming out, we also do have a second EP that's in the works. We already have it set up. We know what next 4 songs are going to go on that. We also have the LP, the full-length album, after that, and we're working on what songs are going on that. And then, of course, we'll get it pre-production produced and then back in the studio. So the second EP is already in the works.
You know, something that me and Mike have talked about for the last couple months. You know, like Getz the Resonators and Chuck Thomas and the Bad Motherfuckers are like one of the best like 2-headed monsters you could catch at a show.
Agreed.
Oh yeah.
So you know, next summer we're going to be all over that festival scene, like with back-to-back 1-2 punch.
Our dynamics, like just how different we are. But it molds together so well.
100%. And like Chuck was one of the first artists I got to hear within this area, and I hit it off. I feel like Chuck's like my big brother, but it's like roles reverse sometimes. Like I feel like I'm big brother, he's big brother to me, and Chuck and I have had great conversations. His music spoke to me as soon as I heard it, and when I got on the horn with him the next day, and we were talking music and podcasting. Like I had to tell him, dude, your music is different, and I wasn't expecting it, but good God, did it like speak to me? And what's my favorite song, Chuck? What's the song? It's Jesus on the Side of the Road.
Jesus Detox?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. And
drag him out.
Both of these artists are absolutely incredible. And don't worry, it's only a countdown before we get them on a bill together, like headlining some really good stuff. So just the patience and keep the eyes peeled. Because listen, I don't sleep much. Things are happening. Rock and roll.
I'm gonna get Chuck to double dip, man. He's gonna be playing them festivals and running some rock and roll union in the background.
Oh fuck yeah!
And let's all do it. Everybody eats at the table.
We'll be covering that stuff, man.
I like dreams.
Mike, what time you guys playing at Rail House?
So that open mic starts at 8:00. I'll get there when I get there. So they got me signed up on the list already.
Looking forward to this.
Oh, cool.
Rail House is awesome. Big shout out to George Almond, man, the guy who runs the Rail House.
George,
killer dude, man. Great friend of mine. Me and him are getting ready to go see Aerosmith on the 2nd. So excited for that, man. But Rail House, I'll tell you what, he's had them packed in that place, man. They get a great crowd over there.
They were packed out last week. I went there for the first time, and it's very structured, very well ran. Sounds great. And
looking forward to checking it out tonight for sure. New spot that I get to check out. I'm waiting for my.
You're doing an open mic tonight too, right? Where are you heading?
Yeah, we're at Riverside in Paulsboro. However,
I'm down
thinking
here.
about double dipping and showing up over at Rail House.
He'll be over there with my drummer Dylan Graff. He'll also be over there with my bass player Mike Plefka. And then shout out to Nick Shute, my lead guitar player. And then there's me. The guy that puts it all together. The guy that just tries to do the best that he can.
So one of our Facebook viewers asked any love songs. Anybody have? So on the first EP, our 3rd track is called Falling in Love. There it is. And that's the only place I give for that song is it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
Oh, brother, you're going to take me live on air? You're going to hit me with that? Are you kidding me?
Hey, you going to get Frankie crying over there, Mike.
I will. I'm an emotional man. I'm an emotional, manly man. But we're super excited about everything. And, thanks again for having us be a part of this. It really means a lot, CT, and definitely getting on here with Chuck Thomas with Bad Motherfuckers as well.
Mike, you only have one love song?
Oh no, well, there's plenty of love songs. Geez.
Yeah, I thought so.
There's another one called "How About We," which is that song just tells itself. It's like, well, how about we go do this? Or how about we? It's not you, it's not I, it's we. It's how about we go do something? It's not just.
Well, it's almost like the Jimmy Buffett song. Why don't we get drunk and screw?
What song is that? Oh yeah, Jimmy Buffett. Yeah. I thought you went Jimmy Eat World. Sorry.
Nah, man. But Frankie, let's talk a little bit. Mike and Frankie, let's talk a little bit about the upcoming gigs. You got some really killer stuff. I just want to go back over that to kind of hammer that in. What's the next thing in the agenda?
Next thing in the agenda, well, is September 23rd, Irish Eyes in Bridesburg. We're taking the boys on a new venue and a new journey. We're going to Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, where I'm from, of course. So we're going to bring the boys over there. We got a great show, 8 to 10. Obviously, we were trying to get you to come down for that one, CT, but I know you got some endeavors, which is okay, but we can't wait. The flyer's out. I'm sure you'll be seeing more of the flyer all over the place, more of the voting, but we got that coming up. That's going to be our next big official gig. Obviously, we're bouncing around the open mics, but we got that coming up. We got in October, stay tuned for more breaking news that we're going to have that's in the works. I have a big event coming up with them, headlining, and some comedy work coming up. Getz the Resonators, Chuck Thomas, and bad motherfuckers are going to be seeing a lot of them. So get used to it, baby.
Hell yeah. I felt like a wrestling promo, guys. What do you think?
Oh, a little wrestling promo. We're to come to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Oh, listen, I can cut a promo. There's nothing like I'm a promo man. You know what I'm saying, brother?
So just come in with the Carol.
Yeah, just come in with the RKO out of nowhere.
For anybody,
we're like, hey, where are you guys playing?
Out. For anybody looking to check you guys out, what about social media pages, websites, that kind of thing?
Social media platforms. We got Mike. You can obviously check out Getz the Resonators. I always had that G there. I think it's an Italian thing. Go on there. You can see all of our info, all of our voting. Website is just about officially done. So we're excited. Right there it is. Look for that. It's
I know it's backwards, but
girls like diamonds. Well, so do guys. Check them out. Definitely on there. We're on Instagram, which is going to be building. Our YouTube page is building. We just hit past. We're almost at 900 followers on Facebook. Goal is always to get to 1,000 and another 1,000. Keep the voting. You can find us all over social media. Obviously, my social media is connected with theirs. You'll always see Frankie James Photography. If there's anybody out there that needs photography work done, obviously let me know. Mention CT and the Rock and Roll Union, and you get a little discount. But yeah, you can find us everywhere, man. And you can see us. You can maybe even touch us if you pay good money. You never know what can happen in the rock and roll world. I'm learning a lot. Trust me.
You don't even have to pay that much, from what I understand.
No, I'll pay you. I'll pay you.
Right. This is Frankie. Forget so you have to pay top dollar.
Yeah, yeah. I'm actually like almost like an appetizer or something. Like something that you find underneath the table when you're getting ready to head out after you pay your bill. So
somebody out there want to see Frankie with a shirt on.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh,
now you got exactly what you didn't want.
I don't even know who that is, but we'll just do it just for shits and giggles. All right. Hopefully your viewers.
Man.
I see every one of these.
You got to vote now. You have to vote. I expect to vote and a text to find out who the hell it is.
If you guys come out to the Rail House tonight and mention that you were watching this live feed, I have Resonator patches. Chuck has one on his jacket.
Kick ass, man. Hell yeah.
And mention you were watching the show. Come see me, and I will have one of these patches for you. And you got to vote too.
Vote. We know who's voting. We can see who. So if I don't see Facebook users that wanted Frankie's shirt off with a vote, we're coming for you. No idea.
And Mike, I'm going to tell you this.
Smith Apple.
I got a war vest. I have a war vest that my wife's been making for my 4-year-old that's got a Resonators patch on it already.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Hell yeah.
You know what? Actually, tonight, if you go up there and you saw the podcast, just go up to Mike and say, "Have you tried the potatoes?" And then we'll know.
Have you tried the potato?
Have you tried the potato?
Mike gets it. There's your catchphrase. So if you saw this podcast,
ask for a Hojo to go, and we'll chop that as well.
But yeah, ask Mike if you tried the potatoes, and you can get a Resonator patch.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mention you on
Well,
the
Frank,
show.
thank you
Vote.
so
Show
much
me your
for
voting.
taking a little bit of
Let me
time
get
to hang out with us tonight, man.
Thank you so
We are
much.
definitely going to be in touch. We're going to be doing a lot of work together, brother.
We have a lot of good things
Thank you so
happening
much.
for sure. I think Mikey's got one more thing he wants to show us. I think it's
Yeah,
his
we got-
underwear.
We
Oh
got
no, it's
plenty of
patches.
patches.
Okay,
We got
patches.
plenty of patches. So
Oh, there it is,
hopefully we
bro.
can give them all away tonight.
We're
Come
giving them
on out.
away. Come on, check us out. I'll be stopping by to see Chuck Thomas and the band motherfuckers as well before I head back to my town. Yeah, CT, thanks for having us on, man. It was great. Let's get the flyer out there. Let's get the voting out there, and rock and roll union, baby.
Yeah.
And remember, how do you like the potatoes?
Yeah, or come get yourself a hoser.
Have you tried? Have you tried the
Have you
potatoes?
tried the
I've tried
potatoes? There it is. All right, guys. Have a good night,
Thanks,
man.
boys.
Thanks, CT. Thanks, Chuck. You guys rock and roll.
Oh yeah,
You
Mike.
guys are awesome. Thanks, guys.
Love you guys, man. Thanks for coming on.
Guys. See you later. All right, guys. That was Mike and the or Getz and the Resonators. I just keep it here. Oh, you know what? I had to mute our next guest just because I heard music coming from out of nowhere, and I was like, "What is that?" And I figured out what it is, and I already got him on camera, so I might as well unmute him, and might as well bring Mark Evans out too, man. Mark, how are you, my friend? Oh, hold on, let me. Sorry, dude. I promise you, I rarely do this from a parking lot. This is the first time.
I was wondering whether to say anything about the fact that, like, I'm expecting somebody to come up and go, "Is this car still for sale?"
I'm at the Dead Daisy show at the Landis Theater, man. Like, I'm ready to rock with the.
I'm gonna walk in. You all right with the car on? All right. It's easier through this way, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So, Mark, if you can up your mic a little bit, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I have no idea how to up my mic on this, to be honest.
Or just come closer to it.
I'll just come closer. That works.
Right off the bat, Vinny says hello. Good old mouse.
Tell him we said hello.
My boy that I haven't seen in a long time, Jaron. Jaron, how are you, my friend?
What's happening?
What's going on, brother?
I feel out of
Like
place
I
here.
was
We're the only
telling Mark,
one
man,
not
I
the
said, you know, this is my first time doing this from a parking lot. I'm at a Dead Daisy show, and like,
Wait.
Daisies, and I didn't want to miss you guys either.
Where in the parking lot are you?
What, are you in the parking lot too?
Hold on.
If you're familiar at all with the Landis Theater, I'm like right behind the church.
Oh, get the fuck out. Now you're going to have an in-person guest. You're going to have a live guest in the parking lot.
Yeah, you can save my car battery.
So I got Rich is with us. Hold on for 1 second, guys. Here comes Pat. Pat, how are you, my friend?
I'm running around like a psychopath.
I know.
It's like a typical day for you, Pat.
Exactly.
Mickey's going to be dropping in at any moment. Guys, I got to say, this. Oh, shit. Sharon's with us, man.
I ran out of service. There's no service here.
So, yeah, I'm running off my hotspot. So, you know what we're going to do? We got to drop.
I got to get a little chair, like a little guy chair.
Yeah, this is a motherfucker, man.
Moving.
All right, so we got Jaron with us.
Yeah.
But, man, kick-ass show tonight. Excited for that. But I'm really excited about how you guys went about, God, making it 1989 again at fucking Artie's this coming week. Guys, you got T's Roughhouse with you.
It's a shame we couldn't just
Trickster's going to be in the house. Like, crazy shit.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. I mean, one of the things since we got back together again, and you know, the other guys may, you know, from the other bands may agree, is just we get to spend an hour or so up on stage, and for that hour, you kind of forget that you're an old fart like we are, not Darren, but the rest of us. You know what I mean? And the same thing for the fans that come out. You know, to me, if I was an All Ages Sunday fan and somebody that came out, I'd be driving to Artie's on Saturday night, because it's like the best of All Ages Sundays playing in one night.
Oh, yeah.
You're still young, blonde, and beautiful, Mark. Don't lie.
I mean, you guys even have Jackie Bam Bam like hosting the whole big shindig, man. So that's awesome. It's just like Bonnie's all over again, or the Pennant all over again. It's like all the old clubs and '80s feel, and man, not only that, but there's a kick-ass like bus trip
Two of them.
going
Bus
up
trip,
too,
yeah.
man.
I heard there's two coming up.
There's two of them.
Yep.
Shit. So, like, as far as let's talk. Now, I've had Sic Vikki with us a few times. This is my first time talking to you, Mark. Jaron's been with us forever, but wanted to talk a little bit of Heaven's Edge. How's the new album doing? How has the release been? And how's everything been with that?
Everything's been actually pretty amazing. For us, this was definitely, uncharted territory, because the last time that we recorded an album and released one, it was done on tape. There wasn't internet, there wasn't smartphones, there wasn't, you were out promoting it like we did back in the day, and you guys did the same thing. You're out flying the cars at the Galaxy and Bonnie's and the Empire, down at the Spectrum, and just trying to get anybody to come out. And now that the industry is so completely different, but we were very, very fortunate and lucky that Frontiers reached out to us about this, and we couldn't have had more fun doing it. We had no idea what was going to happen, and there were a lot of personal things that kind of slowed us down a little bit. But once we got going and we got to sit in a room in the studio together and play these songs for the first time as a full band, and then start, piecing things together and putting them together for the album. And it was another thing that made you feel young again. It made you feel like,
oh yeah.
Wow,
Now with this is the first time I was able to talk to Jaron in person, but as far as the passing of Gigi was concerned and stepping into that role, how was that? Like, how did that feel for you?
I mean, obviously it was an honor, but to be considered for the role was even more than that. It was just I believe these guys thought of me, of people. So taking it on, I felt good, but also nervous. You want to do it justice, like it was back in the day to an extent, but also you don't want to be the same. You don't want to copy. So it was pretty seamless. I think that first rehearsal went pretty smooth, and luckily I've been a fan and know the material well enough mentally that once it came time to learn it, it only made that much more sense. So getting into that and doing the record, it was all just felt like home.
Awesome. Now with Sic Vikki guys, now I know with these guys cutting a new album, I know you guys are right behind them as far as releasing new material. I got a little tiny taste, and I got to say, man, fucking awesome job. I haven't released anything, I haven't said anything, but awesome job on what you're working on, because it's incredible. How has that been for you guys as far as making new material with it's kind of a reworked version of Sic Vikki?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that we have all Sic Vikki used to be a 4-piece band. Now it's like 6 guys, so so it's hard fitting all those frequencies together sometimes. But it's been a ton of fun just to kind of get back together and play together, and the writing. It's interesting trying to write songs for that kind of stuff again. I'm like, can I say that now? Is that okay to say that? But yeah, we're having a lot of fun, and just kind of coming up with some new stuff, and excited to start recording them.
So, I got to ask Mark, I got to ask Rich, just because it's so cringeworthy to watch David Coverdale talking about she's only 17. Is there any lyrics from the past that you go, maybe not today?
I actually, one of the shows that we did a few years ago, or maybe longer than that, but I think it might have been at the Trocadero. The last time we played the Troc or the TLA, one of them. And it was funny because, now I'm older. I'm going to be 62 soon. And my mother, God bless her, is still with us. She's 87. And I'm trying to think this, maybe, I don't know. Years ago, I forget exactly. But we're doing a show. And so my 80-some-year-old mother at that point is there. My now grown adult children are there. And I'm up on stage, and about halfway through the set, I'm like, this is really kind of odd, because I'm realizing just how many songs I wrote back in the day about fucking. And like, you know, things like, you know, cringeworthy, like in Skin to Skin, when I'm talking about, you know, fire my rocket, you know, I'm about to explode. Every time it's like, ugh, you know.
It still works, Mark.
Yes, it actually does. It's at 62. Yes, it does still work. It's just, you know, you're when you go about writing lyrics now, you really do have to take a step back and just go, oh, you know, I'm an older guy. I'm supposed to be more mature now. I'm not supposed, you know, you feel like you've got to write like U2 lyrics or something.
Oh, hell with that, Mark. Just go for it.
That's what I did.
It's like, she wants me for my, like, does she?
Yeah. It's definitely a fine line that you have to tread there to see, you know, how far you can go, but not that far, you know.
As long as it still rings true, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll always be daddy's little girl, so you know.
Right. I don't think Rich doesn't do the closing line of that song live anymore.
Yeah. There was some words I would not say anymore. Definitely.
You know, it's funny. I've done a bunch of shows with Kip Winger, and he says the same thing every time he's got to go up and do 17. He's like, I know you guys want to hear this song, but I feel like I need to at least like change the lyrics to like she's only 34. Something that just doesn't sound that creepy.
He did say something like that at the Keswick when we were there, when I saw him, and he was actually phenomenal live.
He's amazing.
And I'll tell you, I don't know if you guys saw that 80s. There was an 80s thing that Paramount Plus.
I want to rock. I want to rock.
Yeah. And he was on there. I had no idea he was doing like orchestral music, but he talked about that on there.
Yeah, he was nominated for a Grammy for a classical record.
Unreal, man. Now, Sic Vikki has added a keyboard player. Any ideas, any thoughts to that for Heaven's Edge?
Oh, we have one. We have Reggie.
Yeah, Reggie.
We actually, there's going to be a couple songs, a few songs we'll be doing on Saturday that we will have keys on. Reggie and I kind of switch back and forth off on them. But we were never a seriously keyboard-heavy band. We put them in here on some of the songs for accents. We had a few songs that were piano, but we were still mainly a guitar-driven band. So the shows that we've done, you know, over the past, 10 years since we got back together again, we've tried to, you know, be a little bit more rocking and a little bit more aggressive with them. So we've held off of some of the keyboard stuff. But we are going to be throwing a few in on Saturday night that we haven't done in a long time.
So I got to ask the group collectively, with you guys being like from the throwback from the day, is there anything new that you guys are listening to? Any bands that you think maybe captured that fire from maybe that era that maybe is progressing that to now?
Of that style?
Of that style, yeah. Any bands that you feel are helping rock and roll right now?
There's actually a decent amount of, when it comes to the melodic stuff, just listen to anybody from Sweden. I mean, you got bands like Heat,
Crazy
Work of Art, you know, just some great bands that have, and, you know, they've just, everything about them has that 80s sound. The keyboards have the 80s sound. The harmonies have that 80s sound. So those bands have been great. We've done a few shows with Heat. They were on the cruise. They were, and I mean, they're young guys. And the singer Eric's now in Skid Row. But it was funny because the first time they played the cruise, after the cruise, people were freaking out. Like, who the hell are these guys? Because, I mean, they're a phenomenal live band. Eric still is a great frontman. He's just no longer with them. He's with Skid Row. But those guys are great. There's some younger, like bands like Rival Sons, Dirty Honey, like different bands that are starting to try and bring some of that rock and roll that's a little bit more unprocessed back.
Yeah.
Now, I had a band on my show this past Saturday called Junkyard Drive that were from Holland. I'm sorry, Belgium. They were from Belgium. Is there any thoughts to maybe a Heaven's Edge, Sic Vikki, maybe show through Europe? I mean, because I'm sure Europe would be a hell of a lot more lucrative than the States have been lately.
Well, the problem is the expense to get over there.
Yeah.
We're actually going over, and actually 2
Next week.
weeks from right now, Jared and I are going to be sharing a plane that's going to be going to, I think we're going to like Norway, then Sweden, and then landing in Hamburg, Germany for a festival next weekend. But then we fly home. So
it's a nice 5 luxurious layover stop flight.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's not the economy or anything.
Yeah, 24 hours on a plane to play a 1 hour show in Hamburg.
God.
That's the love of this.
I don't envy you on that. I mean, maybe once you get there, I envy you, but now not the plane ride. But
yeah.
God invented whiskey.
No, optimally, you don't want to go over for one show if you can. You want to hit 3 or 4 in a few, at least 3 or 4 in a couple of weeks and make it lucrative.
Yeah, and have fun and see the sights a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
So maybe
And
now
was
with the
always
record,
talk.
now with you guys putting new stuff out, you never know.
Yeah.
Right,
And Mark, it's only been like 30 some odd years since we actually did a gig together.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, at least.
Easily. And I don't know whether it was at Bonnie's or the Empire, but I know we've done them both.
I think we've done both together.
Yeah,
I think my first one was when I replaced Chuck, and did the 4-piece Sic Vikki thing, and then with a buddy, and then it was Bonnie's more so. Bonnie's in the cell block and stuff like that.
And the Union Station in Wilmington.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh wow.
There were so many great clubs back then. It's a shame.
Union Station was awesome.
Now, so many great.
Yeah.
clubs.
Well,
There's
I'm
really
gonna throw
no.
it out
no-
there like
and
this.
COVID didn't help the whole venue situation either.
No.
So.
No.
No. I'm gonna throw it out there like this. I just this past week started doing a show called Live at Landis with the owner of the Landis Theater, and he is hungry for a throwback show from that time period, from Bonnie's, from the Galaxy, from that time period. Now, if you guys had a chance of bringing some of those bands with you here, who would you want to bring? And what bands do you think would still be able to survive today?
Hold on, before anybody answers, Mark, he's taking out the chairs in the front so that there's a general admission area, just so Heaven's Edge can play here.
Oh, thank you.
That would be
I told him
awesome.
we're not coming if there's chairs. Mark,
Hey,
no with the
he's been
chairs.
talking to me about that.
Yeah, I mean, the Landis Theater is absolutely freaking beautiful. The production in there is second to none. But when it comes to a rock and roll show, if there aren't people sweating up front, it just doesn't feel as rock and roll. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Everybody's just sitting there. I play in a tribute band, and we play a lot of the theaters and stuff, and it's fun. But when you're playing an energetic rock and roll show, and everybody's just sitting there, and afterwards going, it's not as much fun. When you go to we played Brooklyn Bowl earlier this year. We've done the TLS and the days back with the Troc and the Empire. That's what feels good, is having that, those people right there in your face and into it.
You need a pit. You got to have a pit.
Once the pit's open, we're booking the show.
And they should do it on a Wednesday so we can do a White Trash Wednesday.
Yeah. So I'm gonna throw this in there. Bands like Carte Blanche, us, Heaven's Edge. A lot of them aren't together anymore. Like you remember, like the Metal Wolves and the Crank and all that other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of those guys aren't around anymore. Well, some of those guys aren't around anymore. But a lot of them really aren't playing much anymore. So it would probably be an accomplishment to see who we could get together to do like an 80s / early 90s retro show at the Landis that we could get people out to. But I think it would be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, when we were booked to play what was going to be the closing night at the Trocadero. And that was the year that George had gotten sick, and we ended up having to cancel it. But the lineup for that night was going to be Heaven's Edge, and we had Tangier. Well, it was Bill Mattson and other guys playing the parts of Tangier was going to play and do the stuff off the Galaxy Tangier record and the one from Atlantic. And then we also, believe it or not, got Funhouse back together again, and they were going to play as well. So,
Tangiers and Funhouse would be an awesome show.
Yes, and I've done shows. I've actually been able to get a version of White Fox back together again at a time. But there's some others you'd love to see, like Rough Diamond, Ivory Tower. Yeah, I mean, there were some great bands back then. You know, it's when people were just like, "Well, you guys were." I'm like, "No, we were just lucky." Like there was so much freaking talent that like the bad bands were good. You know, I mean, it was because the circuit was different. The musicians were out there playing, and some of them were able to do it full time. I did it full time in cover bands for a bunch of years, and that's kind of how you honed your craft and did all that. You know, back then.
Yeah, I will say, just throwing this out there, November 12th, Carte Blanche will be on. I mean, I know Sic Vikki, you guys are opening up for Lynch Mob, man. Congrats on that gig.
Yeah,
and then
I've heard the bass player.
Carte Blanche will be here November 12th playing a rock and roll union show. Here comes Mickey Rat, man. Let's bring him in. Oh shit,
right.
Mickey.
What's going on, guys? Who's all in here?
You're fashionably late, brother.
Yeah, we're out in the studio right now, actually getting our last rehearsal in. We have Bob Bowling here to like tightening up and tuning our room and getting our sound together, and it's a real mess tonight. We got so much going on.
So I got Jaron with me, we got Rich, we got Mark, we got Pat, and we got you now.
What's going on, everybody?
How are you?
What's up?
Oh, happy to be here.
We all froze.
Oh, there we go.
I'm just waiting for him to realize that you're in a parking lot, CT.
Yeah. Well, me and Jaron are getting ready to go see the Dead Daisies, man. So
we wish we were there.
Hell yeah.
I was gonna say, well, you can't see us. We don't have pants on. We're actually selling things in the parking lot,
including our pants.
We wish we were there, but we have to get this last rehearsal in.
Oh yeah, I hear you, man.
Right on.
It's going to be a hell of a gig. Now, Mickey, tell us a little bit about this bus trip down there. I was told that there are 2 bus trips down there.
There's 1 bus trip so far still, okay?
Oh, okay. Just I heard something about the second one.
Bus trips can get crazy, right? They can like either go great or like that could like destroy us, right? Mm-hmm. So we ran into some issues tonight that we had to like kind of figure out and squash. But like the whole point is, listen, just because we're sponsoring this bus trip is for fans of every band and just fans of rock and roll. This is not a we thing, or it's not an I and us thing. It's a all we thing for Heaven's Edge, Rough House Tees, you know, Shotgun Red, us. It's for everybody. You know, it's for arties. It's just something that we're trying to do to like get this scene moving. You know, like that's an hour and 40 minutes away from us. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we're just trying a little something different. We're just
somebody I ran into in the parking lot real quick.
Oh Jesus Christ! Look at this guy.
So Mickey Rat, there's Cox, there's Pat Shoemaker, Mark Evans.
See you Saturday.
This is Mr. fucking Phil Wax. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
Yo, Phil.
Brother.
Looking good, brother.
How you doing?
Good, man.
Hey, I'll see you Saturday.
Awesome, bro. Right. We're looking forward to it.
You're playing.
Look, right? Real quick about this show. Real quick about this show, man.
Go.
We are totally psyched to be on this bill. Joe had asked us to open up for Puddle of Mud, and we turned that down so we could do this show.
Awesome.
And
yeah, dude.
We only do a certain amount of shows. You know, we try not to like. We're an original band in our area, and we try not to oversaturate. And we try to bring out as many people as we can. You know, and when we heard about Heaven's Edge and Rough House Tees, I mean, I grew up with these guys. We used to play the same stages with these guys, back in the day. And we were like, that's the gig for us. So that's what we're doing. And we couldn't wait to do it, man.
And that was back when Mickey had hair.
Yeah. He had a little bit of hair back then.
Man, so as far as this show is concerned, it's almost like a homecoming to you guys. I just wish it was somewhere in Philly or South Jersey, but what a kick-ass show with Jackie Bam Bam opening up.
Oh, hell
Mickey,
yeah.
How many seats we got on the bus? We still got room on the bus. Can people still?
There's still about 15 seats available on the bus. So if we can really push that, we need. We're not trying to make any money off this bus, right? So we're already losing money on this, and that's okay, man. It's all rock and roll.
And who do they contact for that, Mickey?
They contact Chrissy Heppard. We have lots of flyers going around for it on Facebook. So there's plenty of information on how to contact her. There's going to be 2 stops. There's going to be 2 pickups rather. One at Cherry Hill Mall and one at the Deptford Mall. And the times are put on there. And everybody's cars are going to be grouped in one area. And there's going to be flyers on their cars saying that they're at a function and they'll be back at 2:00 in the morning. Please don't tow cars. And we're trying to reach out to mall security and make sure that is also secured. But
and the bus is a BYOB, am I right?
It is. There's going to be like trivia and prize bags and like all sorts of fun shit going on in the bus too. So it's going to be like old school 80s, early 90s, like, bus trip.
I know I contributed to the big prize basket and a couple of other things. So
what'd you put in?
We actually signed
like a loofah?
We signed a Kiss Me in French CD for wins. Threw in a poster, got a couple of Sic Vikki key fobs and things like that.
All right, I put in like a loofah and some bath bombs, and it's gonna be a total Mickey Rat late night candle experience in your bathroom.
You got the As We Become
there
caps.
Can I take the bus?
A little Benny G CD maybe.
Yeah. Hey Mark, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good.
God, I haven't seen you in years, man. It's so nice to see you guys out and doing this again.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing you Saturday.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's going to be a blast. All of you. Man, Jaron, I've been trying to get on a stage with you for like 3 years now. And every time we finally get the opportunity, you're playing with somebody else, and Rick Reynolds is filling in. But I love Rick, too.
By the way, Rick Reynolds is filling in for me on Saturday.
Is he really? You jerk.
I'll be there. Man. I'm ready.
I love Rick, man. He's a great guy, too, man.
Good people, man. We're lucky to be blessed with such, a great scene and well-rounded musicians all around that help make everything keep going. And, everybody's moving up and doing great things. So, bring in some people and all celebrate together.
Right on. Well, listen, man. I'm going to let you guys get back to it. We cannot wait to just melt faces with every freaking band there on Saturday. This is going to be such a great event. I hear it's supposed to be like 80 degrees. It's going to be the perfect weather. Let's melt faces and let's have a great unity, time. And CT, we won't just leave it. We'll leave it better. All right. But I got to get going. We got to get back to rehearsal.
All right,
see you, Mickey.
Have a good night, Mickey.
We'll see you all Saturday.
Peace, man. I love all you guys. Peace out.
Mickey.
So, with Mickey gone, the one last question I have for you guys, and maybe Jaron even knows it, because me and Jaron are getting ready. It's like 5 minutes from showtime. But how do people go about finding tickets for Saturday, and what's the upcoming schedule look like for both you guys?
TicketWeb is the website for pre-sale tickets, but well, not pre-sale, but online sales. But I would just say get them at the door. It's a big place. I don't know how close they are to selling out, but I have a feeling that they're not going to put a cap on it. It's pretty
and it's
big
an outside stage.
Yeah,
I believe, yeah.
It's a good time there.
That's awesome.
So after
the door, I've got the link on the Sic Vikki pages. Anybody can get them there. And then our next show is Lynch Mob at we're hanging out with Jaron again.
Hell yeah!
Now after this show, what's Heaven's Edge doing next? Do you guys have anything planned, or are you just not announcing anything yet?
Oh, we got Germany next week after this one. And
hell yeah! I know you guys are doing that friggin' overseas.
October 7th. Heaven's Edge is it New Haven, Mark, Connecticut, with the Firehouse?
Norwalk, Connecticut.
Norwalk, Connecticut.
Yes.
October 7th, and then
New England Music Festival.
Cool.
Are we announcing November?
We may as well.
November 25th, Brooklyn Bowl.
We're going to be back.
Hell yeah, there it is.
On Saturday, November 25th, and we're bringing up Child's Play from Baltimore.
Cool.
Child's Play is the stuff, man. Hell yeah.
Another old school Empire Hammerjacks kind of band.
Yep.
So that's going to be Saturday, November 25th. We're going to be putting it out online probably in the next week or two, but you get the first announcement here.
Where is it, Mark?
The Brooklyn Bowl in Philly. It's right next to the Fillmore by the
that's awesome.
Whatever that casino's called now, Rivers.
Yeah.
So for anybody looking for tickets for Saturday, there it is, artiesbarngrill.com.
Beautiful.
Get your tickets there. Also, I know Sic Vikki, you guys are coming up with Lynch Mob very soon where I'm standing. So I'm excited for that. I already got my tickets for that show, man. Like I'm hyped for that.
Yeah, we're super excited. We've got some new material that we're going to be working on over the next couple of weeks after the show, and really excited to get back in and do some recording, and can't wait to do it and get back to the fans.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out tonight. It was a blast, man. And let's get together again soon.
Sounds like
Thank you, CT. See you, Mark.
See you Saturday.
See you, Jaron.
Peace, guys.
See you, Pat.
See you the weekend.
Yeah. So there it is, guys. Sic Vikki, Heaven's Edge, Saturday, man. You want to get there. And
early.
I want to say a big shout out and thank you to my boy Jeremy, man. We go back a long ways. But guys, until next time, don't just leave it. Leave it better. I'm going in to see the Dead Daisies.
Let's do it.
Have a great night.